Joined by a Republican congressman from the state of California, Congressman Kevin Kiley. Welcome, Congressman. What do you make of this move from the governor?
Well, it's not surprising at all that our grandstander-in-chief would come up with yet another stunt designed to get himself attention. That's what he's been doing since the day he was in office. But it's really actually hard to determine which aspect of Newsom's hypocrisy to address first. He's suing the Trump administration, claiming there's a violation of separation of powers. This is from the governor who in 2020 declared himself to be an autocrat, effectively abolished the legislature during a over 2-year state of emergency. I actually sued Gavin Newsom along with Assemblyman James Gallagher for violating our separation of powers. And Newsom argued in court that a state of emergency, quote, centralizes the state's powers in the hands of the governor. So for him to now become the champion of the separation of powers, that's pretty rich. But when it comes to the tariffs themselves, if the governor is concerned about costs for Californians, then he should look at his own policies. California has the worst regulations in the country, the highest taxes in the country. It's been rated the top judicial hellhole in terms of litigation. He's making our citizens pay $9.5 billion this year for health care for illegal immigrants. All of these are things that are within his power that he could fix that would directly decrease costs and improve the quality of life for folks in California. But he's not doing any of that. He's choosing to grandstand with yet another stunt.
On that separation of powers question, Rob Bonta, who's the AG, spoke about it. And here's the way he explained it. I want to see what you make of it, on the merits. Here's the Attorney General.
The U.S. Constitution gives Congress the power of the purse. It's Congress's responsibility to set and collect taxes, duties, and excises, including, yes, tariffs, not the president's. Trump is attempting to override Congress and steamroll the separation of powers. That means he's trampling over his own party, by the way.
What would you say about that being in the president's party? I mean, he is using these emergency powers, and there has been talk, as you know, in Congress of trying to take some of this back, right?
Well, the president has invoked a statute that was passed by Congress. That's the way the separation of powers works. And it was well within the contemplation of Congress that, well, yes, we should retain the power of the purse. We also create statutory frameworks that gives the executive the ability to be agile and to respond to events as they occur. I mean, with the tariffs with respect to Mexico and China, for example, are a perfect example of this, where they have absolutely flooded our country with fentanyl that has caused countless tragedies in every community across the country. Gavin Newsom, by the way, has been complicit in that. He has enabled the open border that we've had in California. He has refused to increase penalties for fentanyl dealers. So the president has been very clear that he views this as a tool to try to get Mexico and China to stop flooding our country with lethal fentanyl. And for Newsom to try to complain and stand in the way of that, given his own weakness on this very issue, yet again, you just don't know quite what to say.
Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.